Hey, Tony Jackson here. Y'all gotta forgive me, I got my beard trimmed down, so it might look a slight difference. But listen, this to the black folks, and I want to tell you this now. I want to tell you this. Right now, it's, I'm in the cars. So right now, there's a lot of different car dealers trying to sell me cars. Right now, a lot of different car dealers trying to sell me cars. And right now, it's a lot of deals that's on the table for us. And I want you to think about this now. Black people spend more money on cars and jewelry and clothes than any other race. That's why a lot of times when you see per capita now than any other race. So we're in a recession and we're getting ready to go into a deeper recession, most likely. So what I'm telling you is stop spending money. Buy necessities. Buy your grocery. Take care of your gas, your transportation. Don't buy no new car because they still ain't fully reset the prices all the way. They changing it slowly unless you absolutely need one. Don't buy no house because interest rates is up and they're gonna keep hiking them up. So unless you could buy cash, and even if you could buy cash, I wouldn't buy right now. Wait until the prices go down. Wait until the prices adjust. I just got a house yesterday. I just got an email about a house yesterday. They reduced the price $500,000. The house was 3.5 million. Now it's 3 million. And I saw the email yesterday. In different, property that I own, the price starting to adjust online. And so, listen to me. Pay your bills, buy you some groceries, and if you get a stimulus check, use it for bills or invest it. If you gonna spend money, do not spend money on new things, on new material things. This is a mistake that we make all the time. And what they try to do is they'll give out money. They might give out some loans. It might be some more PPP loan get announced. It might be some more this and that loan. And I'm gonna tell you, what those who are financially literate is gonna do, they're gonna invest it. They're gonna buy the dip. They're gonna buy the stocks, and they're gonna buy the whatever, crypto, real estate. When the prices drop, they waiting for everything to drop, and they're gonna buy that up. And then what they'll use, and what they know black people gonna do, they know that we're gonna take them checks on average. Not everybody, but on average, we're gonna take them checks. We're gonna buy up new cars. We're gonna buy up new clothes. We're gonna buy up meaningless stuff. We're gonna travel to other states, and we're gonna stimulate the economy by going out to eat. We're gonna go out to eat every night. We're gonna do all this and that. Listen, don't fall for the trap. If you wanna buy you something that's gonna make you some money. If you come into some money, your job still paying you through this recession, spend on your necessities, and then outside of that, you invest your money. And before you invest, I'm gonna tell you, watch every YouTube video on investing as you can, because I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of the YouTubers, they gotta tell you the truth, because if they lying to you, you're not gonna keep watching their videos. So typically when they lying to you is when they got something to sell you, but that's gonna benefit them. So like, y'all don't realize, but it's a white guy who got a real estate fund, and I try not to say names because people have your stuff taken down. He give all bad advice so that you get in his real estate fund. Ain't gonna give you no good advice for you. And so so a lot of time when guys got something like that, they gonna tell you something crazy. But other than that, when they ain't got nothing for you to invest in, they're gonna tell you the truth because they want you to win, because they want you to keep coming back watching them videos, and that's how they make a living off them videos. And so understand that right there. Now, what you got to realize is this finna be your opportunity. So if you go on the stock market, whichever one you use, whichever stock market thing you use. So if you use SoFi, if you use M1 Finance, if you use Webull or Robinhood or Fidelity, Betterment, the one with your bank, Merrill Lynch, whatever one, you could take and you can look and see where that stock was a year ago, where it was 6 months ago, where it was a month ago, where it was a week ago. And if you support this company, and whether that's Amazon or Apple or whatever company it is you support, if you support that company and you see that a year ago their stocks was $100 and today it's $80 or $60, or it done split and it's $5, then guess what? You could take your extra money and you could say, okay, I'm finna buy up 5 or 10 of these shares. And then what you're gonna realize, it might go down some more. Nah, it might go down some more. You can't always time it. And that's why you can dollar cost average, and you can just set it to where you say, okay, in this slow period, I got this extra money, I'm gonna buy $25 worth of Amazon stock every Friday throughout this whole recession. Eventually, things gonna turn around and that market gonna climb back up. And if you had 10 weeks, if you had 100 weeks, you got $250 in there, or you got $2,500 in there. But when it come back up and it double, triple, what have you, now you done made some money. But if all you did is go out to eat and buy designer and buy this and that stuff gonna fade away. It's gonna get old. It's gonna be raggedy. And now you just flush money down the toilet. So in the opportunities like this, it's in these recessions that the rich get richer. Yeah, they lose money too, because they play the game. They lose money, but they cash money, they dumping it back in there because they know it's finna grow. And they can't always time it, but they might not want to keep it on there forever. They're gonna dump it in there, and then when it get high and they realize, hey, it could even keep going up higher, but I'm gonna take some of these profits off of here. I'm gonna take some of these profits off here because my money done doubled. Or what have you, how many other years that take. And whether they doing it for them or whether they doing it for their kids. Because they might die for their money double. Or go up even 20%. You never know. So it's also about generational wealth. And if you don't have a dollar, if you ain't got extra to invest, just make sure you're not squandering it. And them people send you a check, because I keep hearing about stimulus checks on the news, and them people send you a check. And let's say you get that check. If you get you a stimulus check and you do not need that stimulus check, because you might qualify for the stimulus because you only make X amount of dollars a year. But if you get that stimulus check and you don't need that stimulus check, listen, go sign up for you a stock account like SoFi or Betterment. And a lot of people promoting these other ones because they're affiliates, so they get money for it. That don't necessarily mean it's good. I like the one that's long term. You might even go on Vanguard. Vanguard, they say they're raising their rates here soon, but Vanguard got the index funds, and you go on Vanguard and buy one of their funds. Some of them, the minimum 3,000 you got to put in to get into it, buy the fund. But go do your research, and if you don't need that money, invest it into the market. Put it into the market and just let it sit there. Let it grow. Check it a year from now. Check it 2 years from now. Check it 5 years from now. And if you got extra that come in, more checks that come in, if you don't need it for grocery and gas or mortgage or rent, then invest it in the market. Just get on right on there and put it on the market. For some reason, me personally, I like the aesthetics and the transparency and the reputation of SoFi, SOFI. I like their app. I use all of them now, but I like SoFi. I don't have an affiliate link. Well, I do have like an invite your friends link, but I don't really know how it actually works. But it's not like I'm not an affiliate, like they reach out to me. It's just everybody have that link. So if you sign up for SoFi, then you're gonna have the link too, that you can share with your friends and family and get something from it. But you can use any of them. They have different fees. Google the fees, read the terms, see what their fees are when you buying and selling. See what the fees are, and then choose the one you like. See the one that got the longest track record, because see, listen, it was the one that popped up, Voyager, I think it was called. And this is why you don't want to be jumping on these new trends, these new ones. See, when it comes to your money, you want to put your money in somewhere that tested, tried, and true. You want to make sure this company FDIC insured. You want to make sure they got some longevity, like, and it's legit. You don't want this new hot trendy stuff all the time, because they started by some kids. A lot of time it started by a 20-year-old who just knew how to code or something, and they went and got some paperwork done. But just how all them people got mad with Robinhood and all these lawsuits on Robinhood, it's just because it's so new. They working through the kinks. And so Voyager popped up, and I think that's where you could buy cryptocurrency, and they done went bankrupt. I just heard about it like a year ago. They done went bankrupt. People lost their money. They went to the athlete section. They went to the athletes. A Hall of Fame athlete called me about it and say, "Hey man, got this new company called Voyager. I'm finna dump like $2 million in there. It got a 9% interest, a 9% return interest rate. Finna dump like $2 million. I just let it sit." I said, okay. It's other little things like that where guys calling me. They go to black athletes. They go to black athletes. You know why they go to black athletes? Because they know we were not taught financial literacy. They know we were not, on average, they know that the majority of minorities know nothing about money, because we never had no money to budget or invest. So if your parents didn't have money to do anything with, you don't really know a lot about money. You got to go learn it on your own. You got to go get the knowledge. And I'm going to tell you, that is why it's so many white and other race people playing on black people. They get the black people in the multi-level marketing. They get the black people in the strippers. They get the rappers. They get all of these people. Why you think these people get around these black people? Because they know. See, the thing about it is, with white billionaires who claim to be white billionaires, they could be a month away from bankruptcy. And what they will go do is they will go use their whiteness to sell black millionaires on an investment, and that them millions of dollars that they bring into that play actually make them rich again. It saved them from bankruptcy. It happened every day. It happened every day. And that play eventually gonna flop too. And then the person gonna go right to the next play. And then all of them black people who had very little financial literacy are gonna be bankrupt. And they're gonna be back to selling drugs, back to stripping, back to fraud, or back to whatever is hot scam or scheme in they neighborhood where they from. Money gone. Because it didn't have financial literacy. Listen, if you don't understand what you're doing, if you don't understand, then make sure you get online, you learn about it. You ain't got to pay for it. All this information free. It's in YouTube videos, it's on blog posts. You can learn everything you need to know for free. You ain't got to sign up for nobody mastermind, for nobody course, for none of that. All this information is out there in videos, in articles about the stock market and how it works and what it is. You could spend hours self-educating before you spend $1. Now, if you want to go get into a mastermind or some club or hire somebody for a coaching session, that's fine. That's fine if you got the money to lose or if you got the money to invest, but you got to be careful where you put your money at. So you go and you get the knowledge for yourself. I wasn't raised with this knowledge. I ain't know nothing about a FICO score. I didn't know about any other kind of credit score. I didn't know about any of that. I learned what a credit score was at 25 years old. But you know what I did? I went and spent hours on YouTube listening to investment coaches, listening to people teaching on money. And they got to teach real knowledge because they need their channel to be successful. I went and listened and listened and listened and got that knowledge to where I felt very comfortable. Do I understand it for myself? And I started doing it. I got on Vanguard, I got on these different sites, and I started investing my money, and I seen my money go up. I even took a chance on cryptocurrency, but see me, I don't do anything that don't make sense to me. And I'm not greedy. So I got into Bitcoin when it was at $3,000. And I sold it. I had done bought and sold. But when I finally sold, like my major position in it, like majority, was when it was at 57,000. And not long after I sold, that thing says, that thing went down to 20. I say, whoo, thank you. Now, I still would have made money because I bought in low, but I would have made a lot less had I not sold at 57. But I'm like, okay, for right now in this season, this thing too good to be true. And I ain't got that kind of money to just let my money just sit on there for 10 years. No, I'm finna get these profits. I'm finna get these profits. A lot of people, they try to talk about, oh, just let it sit there. Okay, I'm glad you got it like that. No, buddy. No, but I done seen this money grow like this. I'm not finna be greedy. I'm good with this. I'm good with this right here. I might get back in later, or I'm gonna leave a little something in there, but I'm gonna leave in there what I don't care about. I'm gonna leave in there what I can afford to lose. But all this here good profit, oh yeah, I'm finna, you see what I mean? Educate yourself to your level. You ain't got to be an expert. I'm not an expert. I'm not trying to start a finance channel. I'm not trying to debate with nobody about this stuff. I do not care to go back and forth about this and this and this and this and this, because if you know about it, then yes, you're gonna know a lot of different plays. But what I'm saying is, get the knowledge for yourself, get the education, and don't do nothing that don't make sense to you, and invest. Because see, sometimes what people don't think about with this stuff, they say, well, oh, you know, invest in the market, or invest in real estate, get into real estate. And I say, yeah, okay, I'm in real estate. But you know what? When you get in real estate, a roof need done. The AC need replaced. That leak, that plumbing need replaced. That drain, this need replaced, that need replaced, that need replaced. So you could be done made money for a year and lose all your profit on one repair. They don't tell you that part of real estate. They don't tell you about that part of it. Who own a house? If you own a house, then you know what I'm talking about. Right now, at a house I own, I probably could see where I could spend $50,000 easy, just repairing and fixing up stuff. If I really want to catch up to date and be all modern, I could spend $200,000 easy. They don't tell you that part of it. But now, if you renting, what happened when your AC go out? You call the landlord. But guess what? What if your landlord just lost 40% on the market? Your landlord sitting there trying to keep his life. Your landlord had $1 million sitting on the market, and he was taking a chance, and now he looking at 600,000, or he looking at 800,000 at the least. At the most, he looking at 800,000. He done lost $200,000 on that market. and he ready to lose it. And then you call him and you need a new AC at your house that you renting from him, and that AC finna cost him $8,000. Yeah, he got it, but he don't got it because he's stressed out. And then after he fix your AC, you got a leak in your roof because it's hurricane season. And don't mess around and be in Florida or somewhere with hurricane. You got a leak in your roof. That roof finna cost him $10,000. My roof costs $40,000 up and up because of the type of roof it is. That roof, he finna pay $10,000. So now he hurting. Then you go in your bathroom, your whole bathroom flooded. Plumbing issue. The plumber done lost money on the market. People cutting back. People doing stuff DIY. Do it yourself. Plumber done lost money. That plumber come in that house, he finna tax you for the old and the new. He finna charge you for the 3 clients he done lost. The clients he missing, the money he missing, he finna tack that all on your bill. Your landlord ready to take his life. They don't tell you about that side of real estate. They don't tell you about that side of it. You see what I'm saying? So to make money, you got to play money. You got to spend money to make money. But in order to really make money, you really got to have money. Very few people make money with no money. That ain't everybody. That's not everybody's story. And the people who make money with no money, they almost could be certifiably crazy. They almost could get certified. They almost could get a check because they just the type of people just know nothing. No gauges, no filters, no stop. They all go. They all gas, no brake. They done remove the brake pedal out their car. They all gas. When it's time to stop, they run the red light. When everybody stop on brake, they hit the curb and they go right beside everybody. Them type of people, that's a different type of person. That is not everybody who can make money with no money. The people who leverage money and leverage credit and they get in all of this debt. That's why a lot of millionaires went bankrupt and a lot of billionaires went bankrupt in these crashes. In that 2008 crash, in these recessions, a lot of people who is over leveraged, they go broke, but they don't like to talk about that side of money. And then with all the people who went broke in that 2008, how many do you know got rich? We know one. Got rich and famous. We know one. Dave Ramsey. Worth $700 million. And you know why? Worth $700 million telling you how to save money and get out of debt. He sold you his mistakes, his lessons. He had to go into a scarcity mindset. He had to save everything. He had to climb out of that situation. And he teach millions of people how to climb out that situation. And in exchange for him losing millions or losing it all and packaging it to sell it, he ain't wrong for it. Now, I ain't saying nothing wrong with it. He giving you the knowledge to change your life, and it'll change millions of people's life. And guess what? He made it. It's a special type of people that's gonna do that. That ain't gonna be everybody. So that's why I say, do not over leverage yourself. Do not go investing willy-nilly. I watch American Greed. If you got Peacock, the streaming network, you can watch American Greed on there. If you don't, if you got cable, it come on CNBC on like Sunday nights or Tuesday nights. If your cable got on demand, go into the on demand and search American Greed. I watch that about every night, and that keeps me humble. It keeps me grounded. It makes me, it keeps me diligent so that I don't invest in nothing willy-nilly. And I don't let nobody control my money. When I get to 100 million, ain't nobody controlling my money because I'm making simple plays. And at the end of the day, people say, well, put it on the stock market, put it on the stock market. And I say, okay, I could put all this money on the stock market. Wait until I'm 65. What if I die before 65 like a lot of my family members? What my money done did. And I ain't live. Okay, have a will for your kids. Okay, guess what? You making money, but are you teaching your kids financial literacy? Are you making your kids financially literate so that they know what to do with the money that you leaving them? If you got a life insurance policy, but you're not teaching your kids financial literacy, when they get that 50,000 to 5 million, whatever you got, it's going to destroy them. It is going to destroy them. So we have to teach financial literacy to our children as well. So I'm going to leave my sons some money, but I'm going to leave them more wisdom than I'm going to leave them money. And my will and trust is broke down to where they going to get a piece. They kids going to get a piece. Then they kid, it's a max out of what you could get. You ain't getting everything that I'm going to be worth now. It's a max of what you get, and you got to take that and utilize that to become worth what I'm gonna be worth when the Lord called me home. And if I ain't worth nothing, when the Lord called me home, what I will have left my kids is the wisdom to gain wealth. The wisdom to gain wealth. And if I want to spend my money, that's up to me now. Now the Bible says a good man leaves an inheritance to his children. So yeah, I'm gonna leave something now. But you could leave something with life insurance. You can leave something with life insurance. You gotta have a bank account full of money. You can leave something with life insurance. And so listen to me. And even with your life insurance, my wife showed me where a guy was working for Northwestern Mutual. Here he is up under this company umbrella, and he done created a fake fund and got all these people invested in it and ran a huge scheme. So even when you do something like that, you need to make sure you go to somebody that's tested, tried, and true. So you go to State Farm, you go to Allstate, and you make sure your payment is going to the company. You make sure that on your bank statement, when they take that out your card, off your card, out your bank account, it say Allstate. It say State Farm. It don't say Jane Doe or John Doe, who is your insurance agent LLC. State Farm, Allstate. You make sure your money going to that company that's been around for these hundreds of years, 100 years, 200 years, whatever, however long, so that you know you set up and you get that money. And they gonna make money off your money, of course. But you could do a term life policy that give you your money back at the end. Or you could do your whole life. A lot of people don't like the whole life. Some people love it. That's why you got to know your type. See, whole life, okay, everybody got to die now. But if I'm gonna outlive a 20 or 30 year policy, then I'm gonna have the money saved up. I ain't gonna need no insurance policy because I'm gonna have the money. What I'm focused on is if an untimely situation was to happen. And if that's the case, then I'm not going to have a whole life if I'm just worried about this next 20 to 30 years while I'm building up my money and I'm putting money to the side for my kids. And I'm putting money on the market, but I'm also putting money in cash, in a cash account, because at the end of the day, people say, oh, well, inflation. Listen, $1 million, $1 million. $1 million, $1 million. Okay, yes, a million might spend like 800,000 30 years from now, 20 years from now, but still, that's a lot of money. I'd rather that than to have put $1 million just on the market, meaning all my money on the market, because I can have $1 million on the market, and then when that market crash I'm getting ready to retire at 65 and the market crashed when I'm 63. And where I was holding my money on the market, I done lost 40%, and I done watch $1 million turn to 600,000. I'm gonna be ready to go jump off somebody's bridge. You know what I'm telling you? So we got to understand this. You got to know your temperament. And if you're not the type of person to say, you say, hey, I'm gonna put 10, 20, 30% of what I can afford to invest, I'm gonna put that into stocks, and the rest I need it in cash. I ain't mad at you. Because a lot of people who talk about money full time, they crazy. Because the love of money is the root of all evil. So somebody who only talk about money all the time, that means they got a love of money. And that's dangerous. That's dangerous. So you got to be careful with people who only talk about money, only focus on money, only worry about money, because they have an obsession with money. And we should not be obsessed with money. We should be obsessed with loving ourselves and loving others and walking in our purpose, living our purpose. And your purpose might be to educate people about money. So that's a little different, but so that's not a one size fits all. But you got to pay attention and make sure you making the money move that makes sense for you and your family. And don't listen to nobody in the comment section. You're going to have a lot of people on here and the little bots talking about using my face, talking about WhatsApp them and all of that. Listen, all that is scams. All that is scams. Make sure you watch out for it. And don't listen to nobody financial advice that don't make sense to you and for you. Everybody different. Everybody different. And I'm gonna tell you, me personally, I'm gonna put money on the market, but I put on there what I can afford to lose. I put the money on the market that I could flush down the toilet, meaning I could go out to eat with that money, I could buy a new pair of shoes with that money. That's the money I put onto the market. And that's a healthy amount of money that's gonna turn into millions of dollars, but still, I'm okay with that. Outside of that, I'm gonna put cash savings to where it's gonna grow a little bit based on what the bank doing. The bank gonna make a lot more off of it, but it's not at risk of one day, boom, something happening and lose 40%, and now I got to wait for it to make up that 40%, and you might be closer to the grave than you are to the birth canal, and you never get to recoup that money that was lost because you was gambling with it, trying to make it make so much money on the market when you didn't even need that much money to live or to even pass down. So you got to make sure you don't get greedy. And that's why watching American Greed, these people have some nitwad come up to them and say, I got this great investment. And these people will take everything they have in savings. White people, Asian people, Black people, Hispanic people. That's why the show called American Greed. All of these people in America, they will take the $1 million that they have in an account and they will put all of it into this man investment or this woman investment. And the reason why they do that is because they will take and put 50,000 or 100,000 in there at first. And then they will have a chart that the people showing them that they making money. And they'll show them that your 50,000 is now 75,000. And they showing you on a chart. They showing you on paper. They showing you on a computer. And they'll send you a check every month that's talking about this is dividends or this your whatever. And all they doing is just recycling everybody's money. It's a Ponzi scheme. And so because of greed, they'll say, man, they showing me where my money growing and I'm getting a check. Man, let me take this whole $1 million that I've been sitting on and putting over here. Man, listen, I'll never do that. Because I don't trust humans. I do not trust humans. A billionaire told me, he said, Tony, unless you got $10 million or more to invest at one time, do not hire a human. He said, use a robo-investor like Betterment.com, where it is computers talking to computers. He said, because if you go hire a wealth manager, you are paying his family's lifestyle. You paying for his family's lifestyle. This man at any given time can move your money, do this with your money, do that with your money, live out your money. He said, never give your money to a wealth manager unless you just at a point of money that's not going to hurt you. You got 10 million, you can invest. And you at a point to where, and you never at that point. That's why Bernie Madoff sitting in prison, because he literally got billions from billionaires, from multimillionaires. You never at a point to where you too big for somebody to scam you. So even with the robo investors, so-called like Voyager, it's still a risk. And that wasn't no robo investor. That was a company where you taking and you putting your money on there, and you think you done bought this here crypto, or you think you done bought that. Or you think you just parking your money, and they buying yachts and on private jets and They buying houses, and the CEO and all the staff, they living out your money. They got it put in there, that X amount of dollars you done put in there. They get to take, they charging fees, but then when things start to go, they got access to your money. You done put your money into their account, not your account. And so now they went out, people say their accounts frozen, they can't get their money. And people was coming to me about this, to put my money on there. I said, don't feel right with my spirit. You know what I put on there? I got on Voyager, I put $200 on there. And when I tried to get that money off, I don't think I could get it off. The thing wasn't working. I say, y'all ain't gonna get another dime from me. So listen to me. Use your common sense. Do not be greedy. And at the end of the day, of course, don't put your money in your mattress or nothing like that. It's gonna spoil. If you just sit your money in your bank and it don't grow at all, at least you know you got what you got. If it's at a credit union and they don't charge a monthly fee, at least you know you got what you got. Now, that ain't the smartest thing in the world, and ain't nobody gonna recommend that, ain't nobody gonna tell you to do that, but at least you know you got what you got. Because anything you do outside of that, where there is a potential reward, there is a potential risk. So you got to understand that. But right now, as this season, do not be the dummy. Do not be the financial illiterate dummy that get played on to go do frivolous stuff to boost the economy for them, for other people other than your household and your family. Be diligent, be prudent, be wise, take your time, save your money, invest in your necessities. And if you're going to invest, if you got money to invest, do it wisely. Don't pay nobody to invest it for you. You could pay somebody to talk to somebody for an hour to learn, but don't send them no money. Don't get them no money. You let them walk you through it. You can let them walk you through it, but make sure whatever site you going on, whatever company you looking at, you can look at their reviews on Trustpilot. You can look them up on Better Business Bureau, and that they done been in, that company done been in business for several years. I'm talking about several years. You need to, if it's an app or something like that, you need to see 5-10 years minimum, where they done stood the test of time. This Voyager probably was up a couple years before they went down. If they're gonna fail, a lot of them gonna fail within the first few years. So you need to look and see. And if you ain't comfortable with none of that, then go on to your Fidelity, go on to your Vanguard, and you ain't wrong for it. You're not wrong for it. But hey, I just want to remind y'all, because it's about to get crazy out here, and you finna see a lot of scams pop up. You finna see a lot of frivolousness happen. You finna see a lot of, we finna go through a lot. Finna go through a lot. You got to be careful even with any services that you need. Any services you need. So at your house, in your apartment, if it's covered, if you renting, okay, let them do it. If you got to pay for it, make sure you get 3 quotes. Make sure you get 3 quotes. A minimum of 3 quotes. And you play each other, you play each company against each other. The way you bring them down on them quotes. You bargain, you negotiate. And make sure that they got 5-star reviews. Don't mess with nobody under a 4.5-star review, and they need to have like 100 reviews before you let them do anything in your house. Because when we go into this recession, people finna start scamming. Companies and mechanics, when you go to the mechanic, don't go to the side of the road mechanic, go to the dealership. To where if they do something wrong, they got to fix it again for free. Where you can threaten to sue them, and they gonna roll out the red carpet because they're a major dealership. I got $10,000 worth of work done on a car at a major dealership because they made the mistake. And they tried to make me pay for it later, but I realized that the mistake was theirs, and they had to do $10,000 worth of work on a car. So go to somewhere that's worth multi-millions so that you safe and you secure. Don't try to cut corners and go to Jim Bob Auto, especially if you don't know about cars inside and out, because when this recession hit and people will let their car break down and sit there and they'll get on the bus, Jim Bob finna charge you 3 times what it costs to fix that car. So listen, in these tough times, people start to go crazy in a famine. People start to go crazy in a famine. So you got to be very wise, very prudent, very diligent. Listen to me. Be careful. And if you stuck, just send me an email. Send me an email. Tony, hey, what doing this situation? I give you my 2 cents. But hey, God bless you. Y'all know this ain't my area, but I know sometimes sometimes somebody might know less than I know. And I don't know a lot. I don't claim to know a lot, don't claim to be an expert, but somebody might know less than I know. And so I'm sharing it for those people. And people gonna know more than I know, but listen, stay out my comments with what you know. Start you a channel. Don't be on here advising my people. Don't be with your financial advice. Keep your financial advice to yourself and put it on your channel. Put it on your channel, because I don't want nobody to be doing nothing crazy from my comment section. Because if I see it on there, I'm gonna block you. I'm gonna block you. Don't get no financial advice. Get you a channel and put your financial advice on your channel. Hey, this Tony Gadsden. God bless you. We'll talk soon.